there guys, I am the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan for the latest football content, and welcome to today's match preview, because of course we're playing midweek this week. Now we have got our biggest test of the season so far, and the win against Portsmouth at the weekend was definitely needed going into tomorrow's game. Kick-off at 7 o'clock. There should be a review out by about 10 after 10, 11, hopefully. And we're playing Ipswich Town. We're playing top of the league. Now, obviously this early on, it's quite close in terms of the points, so it's not exactly, going to be the, top of the league at the end of the season. But it's still a tough test because we're still playing top of the league now. And if Hull and Lincoln and everyone around us loses, and we beat Ipswich and then win our game in hand as well, we could be in a position where we are top of the league. And I think if we beat Ipswich, that will send a statement to the rest of the Football League, like, hang on, we are title contenders this season. So, and to be fair, it's not like we were playing absolutely poorly this season. The Wigan and Oldham games were games where we should have been more ruthless because we could have picked them apart. And they just took advantage. So if we show our ruthless side against Ipswich, we've got every opportunity to win this game. Now, most people are saying a draw. Some people are saying, of course, an Ipswich victory. Some people say Rovers will win. I do think Rovers will win, but only if we show that ruthlessness. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my predicted lineup. I'm going to talk about the team as well, talk about the opposition, Paul Lambert, what are my predicted lineup for Ipswich, and talk about my predicted scoreline as well. So please like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another football video. And for now, let's go in and talk first of all a little bit about Ipswich Town. So Ipswich are currently top of the league under the management of Paul Lambert, and Paul Lambert isn't a bad manager, and you've got to reflect on the Accrington game especially, which I'll reflect on more in detail in a little bit. But Paul Lambert, decent Football League manager. I think if he doesn't get them promoted, I think he should be out of a job, because I think Ipswich should have been out of this league by now. But they did, in terms, bottle it last season, so I think that they do need to get back on form. And playing at Portman Road is a legendary stadium. And like I said, the top of the league. So there's the top of the league for a reason. They picked up 5 wins out of 6 in the first 6 games. So it's a run that anyone would dream of, and Ipswich have done that. And even though there's teams like Hull and Lincoln that are only a point or 2 behind them, Ipswich definitely are holding the key strings to the rest of the league. So it should be interesting to see whether Ipswich can stay top of the league going into the rest of the season. But can we put a stop to that tomorrow? So there we go. So that's a little look about Ipswich Town. Now I need to talk about what we need to do. Now I did watch the highlights back again of the Accrington Stanley game, and I did watch it back. And one big thing I noted is if they start the same front three, if they go with the front three they started with, we could get at them with a couple of goals, like 2 or 3 goals, and then make it more comfortable in the second half if they do what they did against Accrington. Because I think a better team than Accrington, no disrespect to Accrington Stanley, but a better team than Accrington could have got at that Ipswich team. They could have got at them, and then in the second half, Ipswich switched around the front three, because before, Alan Judge was playing like a false 9 kind of cam centre forward role, and then you had Sears and Guion Edwards on the wing, kind of like wide forwards. So if they start with that again, and then they don't switch it around to what they did in the second half against Accrington until the second half of this game tomorrow, then we could get at them in the first half with a couple of goals and make it more comfortable in the second half by trying to work round the reformed attack that Paul Lambert put out for the second half. And, I think Paul Lambert said they had no recognised strikers. Well, Freddie Sears was a striker, but you blame Mick McCarthy for putting him as like a left player, like a left midfielder, wide midfielder, winger player. So, that's not really down to Paul Lambert, that's down to the previous management of Mick McCarthy. So you've got to look at Freddie Sears. He is a danger man. No argument about that. Guion Edwards, he's someone I'm watching out for. And especially for our attack, from the attacking end of ours, one of the big threats is going to be the goalkeeper, Thomas Holy. I think he is a great goalkeeper in this league. I think he could definitely be an absolute threat. And this is where you know, we tried to put loads of chances away against Portsmouth. One of them got off, and like I said, that Reece James goal on Saturday was sweeter than Cadbury. It can't just be one sweet moment in that game, because Ipswich will come at us and get the win. So we've got to score more than one goal in this game to feel comfortable about this, and we've got to go at them from the minute off. Not waste our stamina in the first half and then have nothing in the second half and get overpowered, like the Oldham game. But I would want to see a lot of energy in the first and the second half from minute 1 to 90 without completely running out of steam. So I would like to see us completely press from the front, make them make mistakes, because Ipswich do have mistakes in them. You know, not every team is invincible. You know, we could cause Ipswich's first defeat of the campaign if we show our ruthlessness and we make them mistakes. Now, in terms of my predicted lineups, I'm going to go on about the Doncaster Rovers one and why I've chosen each player in this position, throughout. But we're going to start off now with the Ipswich lineup, and it's pretty much unchanged from the Accrington game. So for those who didn't watch the Accrington-Ipswich game at Portman Road on Saturday, the starting lineup is the same as it was at the start of that game. It's Thomas Holy in goal in a 4-3-3, Miles Kenlock at left back, James Wilson and Aristotle Enciala at centre-back, and Captain Luke Chambers at right-back. Midfield three of Emya Hughes, Andre Dozzell and Teddy Bishop. And then the attack, Freddie Sears and Gwion Edwards as wide forwards and Alan Judge in a false 9. I think they're going to start with that. And then on the subs bench, David Cornell, Luke Wolfenden, Mark McGuinness, John Nolan, Keenan Bennett, Jack Lancaster and Tyrese Simpson. Now, my starting lineup for the Rovers. So in goal, Joseph Bursick. Pretty simple. World-class saves this season. He deserves to start. At right back, you got Brad Halliday. No other out-and-out option. He's there, raring and ready. It was great in the last game, so he'll just go again. Centre-back pairing of Joe Wright and Tom Anderson. Now, of course, this one was a risk because, of course, Joe Wright had suffered like a little knock in the Portsmouth match with the collarbone. But he did shrug it off, and he looked like he was okay to play from then on. So I think they may be cautious and take him off, but I would think they're going to start him. I don't think there's any reason why not to. And then Tom Anderson, again, the anchor in that defence. Again, I think that's an easy decision. I think he's going to start. Then you've got Reece James at left back. No arguments about that. I know a lot of people might suggest, well, why put him in? Why don't you put him in the left attacking midfield option? I think Ipswich are going to be a very attacking side and a very pressing side like we are. So I think that it's probably best to have Reece James a left back, but of course come forward when need be. And the reason why I put him at left back and not left attacking midfield or left wing, and you'll see why in a bit, we could already see it by the lineup and I'll explain it in a bit. In the midfield too, Ben Whiteman, Magic Gomez. I think there's no difference with that. I know Magic Gomez didn't have the best game in the world, but I think if I'm wrong about Magic Gomez and he's going to get benched, I think they will start Matt Smith, who is on the bench, in this predicted lineup. But Ben Whiteman, club captain, no reason why he should be benched. He's club captain after all. Then, on the left midfield, we've got Josh Sims. Again, easy decision for me. Makes his first start of the season. Assisted the goal. There's no reason why he shouldn't start. We need to start Josh Sims now. John Taylor on the right midfield. Again, easy starter for me. Didn't show a lot in the Portsmouth match. I'm not going to lie, it wasn't his best performance. But I think with John Taylor, I think he will come into his own against Ipswich, so I think that John Taylor will definitely prove more in the Ipswich match than they did against Portsmouth. At Cam, Taylor Richards, I think he brought a lot more physicality than Coppinger, so I think that Coppinger will be benched and brought on for like the last 10 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe. But Richard definitely will start. I think that Richards has got that physicality in the Cam position that I think could command that attack. And then up front, no surprise here for Jiri Okunabiri, because of course John Jules is still being assessed, so I don't think he's even going to be on the bench either. And we look to the bench, Lewis Jones, Andy Butler, Cameron John, who I think should be coming on in the second half. I think he's going to be one of the substitutes. Matt Smith, I think he's going to be one of the substitutes. Ed Williams, James Coppinger and Jason Lakilo. So I think if we're going to make three changes, it's going to be Cameron John, Matt Smith and James Coppinger. And I think Cameron John will replace Reece James at some point. Or Joe Wright. Joe Wright or Reece James for Cameron John. Matt Smith will come on for Magic Gomez, and I think Coppinger will replace either Richards, Sims or Taylor. And Coppinger will play on the right, Sims or Taylor on the left, and Richards at cam. Or Coppinger plays at cam and replaces Richards. I mean, that could be what we're looking at with this one. So there we go, that is my predicted lineups. Now to end the video, it's my predicted scoreline. So this one's going to be a tough one because I'm not going to lie to you guys, I really was struggling with the scoreline because we got our first clean sheet last week, but I think Ipswich will still get at least one goal if we are going to win. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, but I'd be very surprised and very happy if we got a clean sheet, like a 2-0, a 3-0. And this is what we need to do. And I don't mean show our ruthless side in the first half, get 2 or 3 goals and then fade away in the second half to allow them to come back. What I mean by this is what we need to do is we need to show our ruthlessness in the first half and the second half. We need to score 2 or 3 goals in the first half, get round that defence, do some nice trickery, do the simple things, anything. Get through that Ipswich back line for 2 or 3 times and get 2 or 3 goals in the first half. Then the second half we can play it about a bit more, play it through them a bit more, get another goal to make it comfortable, and we could get a decent victory if we play to our strengths. So if we can keep the Ipswich attack quiet and our defence is not the problem, then we could potentially win this match. So, you know, and like I said at the start, I think this match will be a statement match for Rovers, because if we win this, we could prove to the rest of League One that we are title contenders as well. So it's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow night. But thank you very much for watching this particular video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And for now, my name is the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe. And for now, have a nice day.